What's going on, everybody? Average Arcader here, and it's time for our final interview from one of the awesome people over at Gamemode One. Today, I am joined by John. John, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm John. I am the lead artist at Gamemode One.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Yeah, I truly appreciate it. I've been having a blast. As I said to all your colleagues, Gamemode One is one of my favorite studios. I love the work that you guys do, and for you guys to come on, for your audience and your fans to get to know you guys a little bit more is awesome. That's the whole point of these spotlight segments.
Yeah, well, thanks for doing this.
Oh, anytime. So let's go ahead and get started. You already answered who you are, which is normally our first question. Let's start with our second question. How long have you been at Gamemode
One? Okay. So it'll actually be 2 years in November. So next month.
Next month's 2 years.
Yes. I'm excited.
So is this your first time working in game design like this, or did you have other experience?
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, I've worked for a couple other marketplace partners before, but yeah, nothing like formal video game industry job, which I think is like just awesome about the marketplace. It's creating all these awesome opportunities for creative people to get kind of involved in game design without, joining a AAA studio or anything like that. So
yeah, definitely can see that. I mean, I like it too, because these smaller studios, because they're smaller and people that are talented and they're just getting their start, they're also more willing to work with small YouTubers like me. A AAA studio would never do something like this. I'm just not big enough. So, but you guys taking the time to spend time with me, like I love games. I wish I could get into game development. Unfortunately, I don't have the skill for it, but I do appreciate games, which is why I started my channel. So I appreciate you guys working with me.
Oh, of course. It's been awesome to kind of have the opportunity to interact with the players on a really personal basis. So, yeah.
So what were some of the first things you worked on before coming to Gamemode One?
Oh, wow. So before Gamemode One, I did a lot of skin packs mostly. And then I would do a lot of just kind of hobbyist projects in Minecraft, like for Java Edition, teaching myself how to make models and textures, learning Photoshop and stuff like that. But I think the first project that I worked on with Gamemode One is actually, it might be one that isn't out, so I don't think I can talk about it, but I think, gosh, I can't even remember. I have such a bad memory. It's only been 2 years.
Well, that's okay. If you can't remember, that's all right. And I don't want you to talk about anything that ain't been released yet. So don't worry about that. We're not here for sneak peeks.
Okay.
So that's okay. No sneak peeks. That's one of the big things that I put down on the table. Like, I don't want sneak peeks. That's not what this is for.
Sneak peeks.
I mean, I like them eventually one day, but right now no one's comfortable with sneak peeks. So I don't want to get the higher ups upset at me.
That's right.
So what was your motivation into getting into gaming? Were you just that big of a gamer, or did something inspire you?
No, so I actually didn't really grow up playing that many games. I didn't really have a console or anything, so I'm not a super cultured gamer. Until now, I've been trying to play a lot more games, but so I studied advertising, and I was gonna work probably in advertising, like on the art side. And then kind of an opportunity presented itself in the marketplace. And it's been awesome. And like I've been a fan of Minecraft forever and like a hobbyist creator in Minecraft. So it was really cool to see that, you know, the marketplace was a thing and you could make a full-time career out of being an artist.
I think that's one of the benefits of the Bedrock marketplace over Java, because most of the Java stuff is pretty much free, except for like a few sites that you can go to. The Bedrock one actually has it set up so that, because a lot of people complain that, you know, a good chunk of the best add-ons you have to pay for. And I'm like, well, you know, you're supporting these teams that are putting a lot of work into these games. You know, these things just don't spring up overnight. There's a lot of work behind the scenes to get these, especially the good ones like Seaside Story and Sonic and the Bloom one, which we're going to talk about later. You guys have a lot of strings going on in the background that people can't see. Sometimes we don't appreciate that, especially as gamers. We just want the game to play the way we want, and then we'll complain about this, that, and the other. Well, how come I can't do this? How come I can't do that? Well, you have no idea what's going on to get you to do that first thing. So I'm like, calm down. There's a lot going on. And the fact that people are able to make a living off of this is all based off of the fact that the marketplace is set up like it is.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I mean, it just kind of enables us to create more high quality, really polished content. If this was, you know, still kind of a hobby, I don't think we'd be able to get to the level that we are at. So yeah, it's been cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. So you said you are the lead artist, correct?
Correct. Yep.
So what is, like, for your job description, if there's a game coming out, what's your first thing you do for your job?
So I work really closely with Wilson, our art director, who you talked to recently. And we come up with a plan for the art. We create a art direction document, do a lot of research, and kind of really formulate a vision for what we're trying to create. And then I do a lot of like texturing and a little bit of modeling. Yeah.
Okay, so do you come up with some of the texture designs like we see here in Seaside Story?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the block textures. And then I collaborate a lot with the world team too, who are awesome, and they'll request textures, or we'll kind of try to figure out the best materials to use in certain situations. So it's a really fun collaborative process.
Okay, yeah, that sounds very interesting. Do you also work on characters too, like the dog creature behind us?
I actually don't do a lot of the character design. Yeah, I'm not super skilled in that area, to be honest with you. But Wilson's awesome, and he always has super creative ideas.
Yes, he is. We did talk for a little while. He did a pretty good job explaining a lot of the character, how you guys come up with a lot of those different characters for the different add-ons.
Yeah.
So what would you say is Gamemode One's greatest strength as a studio?
I think we really try to kind of push the boundaries of what we can do in Minecraft. Like we're always trying to innovate and try new things, see what we can do that hasn't maybe been done before. And I think we've kind of been successful in doing that in a lot of projects, like bringing something really new to the table, which is awesome.
Oh, yes. I mean, I think I would definitely agree. I feel that every single studio has something strong. All the top ones have something strong that they do better than anybody. Like when you look at a map, you know it's a Gamemode One map because of how it plays, or you know it's an Everbloom map because of the story. or you know it's a cyclone map because of how it looks. You know what I mean? Because they everyone has their strengths that makes them unique, and I would definitely say you guys do push the boundaries when it comes to gameplay.
Oh, thank you.
Because some of the things that you guys' maps can do kind of just breaks that mode. It's like again, I've almost said it in every single interview. Seaside Stories, that fishing mechanic, and then the boating mechanic. I've never seen any one of those in any other map on the marketplace, and I've played Minecraft since its like for the whole entire time of its existence. I've played all the marketplace stuff. When I was playing Minecraft back before anybody knew how to do anything, and we were going to the wiki. That's how you figured out how to do
Right.
anything. And before the marketplace even was a thing, and no one has touched just those different mechanics in some of the games you guys do. Yeah, so I would definitely say yes. You do go the extra mile, and you really push that boundary.
I know, and it always blows my mind because I have no idea how any of it works. I just kind of make things look pretty. So the fact that like you can like have a more realistic fishing mechanic in Minecraft is just, it's crazy to me too. I'm always so proud of what the gameplay team does.
And it's just things that we take for granted in other games. And when you have such a love for Minecraft, like so many people do, like I do, you want more of those functionalities in Minecraft that just aren't there. I love the main Minecraft team, Mojang. I love them, but I feel like lately they've been doing a lot of cosmetic updates and doing you go from the aquatic update and the caves and cliff update, but then you look at the latest update, the swamp one, or the wild one, and it looks like a lot of it's focused off look. I'm like, yes, we're getting new materials, but they're still doing the same thing the old materials are doing. They just look different. Like more functionality within Minecraft is what we're looking for. So when you look at a map that simply allows you to have a bigger boat than normal that you can actually walk on and drive, was just a phenomenal thing to me, because no other map could do that. Normally, if you build a cool looking boat, the only thing you can do with it is drive it. Once you stop driving it, you drop right through it. For you to be able to walk on that platform while you're fishing and use it like a real boat is just something that I don't think any other studio's been able to replicate.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I love Minecraft, is because it really lets creators like us kind of build our own game or change anything we want about the game, to where it, doesn't even resemble kind of vanilla gameplay. Yeah,
not at all. You forget sometimes that you're even playing Minecraft.
Right?
Especially
it's a completely different game.
Especially when we look at you guys' Bloom game, which that was actually the first one of your add-ons that got my attention.
Oh, really?
When I first played Bloom is when I first actually was introduced to Gamemode One, and I just started looking up all your stuff afterwards, because that one blew me out of the way, and it was a free map, and just like this one, Seaside Story.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, this is actually good. And that one's just based off of exploration and growth. So did you work on Bloom at all?
I did, yeah. I had a pretty large role in Bloom, designing a lot of the assets for it. And it was so much fun. And like you mentioned, it is a free map, and so is this one. And I think those might be my favorite, because we really get to see a lot of community interaction. I mean, like, everybody has an opportunity to play it, you know what I mean? So it's really cool to see how people interact with it and how it kind of resonates with people in different ways.
So what was your favorite part in making Bloom?
Ooh, I think just like, making the flowers, maybe, because I got to do a lot of research on different flower species, And as a team, we kind of put together a list of our favorites and what we thought would um, go really well in the world. And then it was kind of a challenge to figure out how to bring such an like organic, beautiful thing into Minecraft, which is traditionally pretty mechanical, like um, all right angles, and I
Hmm.
think it's like almost impossible to find a right angle in nature. So um, trying to find that balance of like Minecraft versus nature and natural was a lot of fun.
So was it always set up to be like how it is, like that? It's partially based off growth, but then it's also partially based off of a little bit of puzzle solving slash exploration. Was it always set up to be that, or is that something that you guys organically came up with while designing it?
I think so. I mean, we really wanted it to have a story, um, and you kind of like discover the story or the lore of the world as you're kind of immersed in this really peaceful, beautiful scenery. Um, yeah, and so it kind of just all went together pretty nicely.
Definitely. I hope you guys, if you ever you ever come up with more ideas, I definitely would love to see another one like Bloom, or like a continuance of Bloom. If you ever guys, ever thought about doing it again, I think it would definitely, whether it's free or not, I think it definitely would do good. Just because it just had a really nice. A lot of people like that whole. It's a calming feature where you're sitting there, you're working on the plants, then because you have to water them or they'll die, and then when they're fully grown, then you can move on to something else, and then you have to watch what you're doing because you have to collect certain things to unlock more
Absolutely, yeah.
areas. I'm like, that's a very nice, calm, but exciting way to do that. Who came up
It
with the
is. It's a nice
animations?
pace.
Who
The
came up with the
animations?
animations for your character when you're running
Oh my
sometimes with
god.
some of the tools?
Um, i- his name is Mateo. He's an awesome animator. Yeah, they're hilarious. I love that you kind of run with the shears over your head, which
Yeah.
don't do in real life, by the way. Don't run with scissors over your head, but
Yes, yes.
um,
Don't run with
or like
sharp tools.
right, like the water pail kind of swings as you skip along. So cute.
Yes, he did a really good job. It caught me off guard. I didn't notice at first because I do everything kind of in first person, and I normally turn the doll thing off in the corner, so I didn't know until I brought a friend on with me, and he's like, "Oh my god, you look at how you're running." I'm like, "What?" And I go
Aw,
in the third person. I'm like, "Oh my god, I look like an axe murderer."
yeah, it's funny.
It's very very funny. But so definitely a really good map. I'm very happy I got a chance to check it out. And again, I still can't
Thank
believe
you.
it was free. I don't I
Right?
don't
It's
I don't know who
awesome.
makes those decisions, but thank you.
Of course.
So getting back to some more Game Mode One questions. What is your favorite Game Mode One add-on?
Ooh. I mean, I do really love Bloom, just because I think that type of gameplay is like really appealing to me. You can just kind of hang out in your garden and grow some flowers. There's nothing to fight or kill you. But also, Ultimate Dragons is so much fun. Like, that was so much fun to work on, but also playing it is just like such a cool experience. Getting to interact and have these like epic boss fights with dragons was just so much fun. And that's another one that like baffles me on how the gameplay team was able to uh, get all the mechanics for that working.
Yes, I happen to really like that one as well. I like how the flight mechanics work. I kind of
Yes.
really like it. Gives you a really good amount of control when you're fighting. That the normal mechanics for Dragonflight, because I play a lot of Dragon add-ons and games for Minecraft. Normally, it's you look up, you fly up, you look down, you fly down, and you have that's it. That's the basis of your input, and it can cause problems when you're fighting because if you're trying to fly and shoot at the same time, when you look down, you go down, and
You just
you want to try
nosedive.
to
Yeah.
exactly, and you want to try to maintain that distance. You can do that so easily in Ultimate Dragons, just having that separate flap button that keeps you in the air, and then you can just look around at your leisure.
Yeah, it's bonkers to me. They're wizards. You talked to Cade, right? Our
Yes,
gameplay
yes, I
lead.
did.
Yeah, they're
I did. I
awesome.
get a chance to talk. I talked to him in the interview, and then we talked a little bit afterwards, and he broke down just how they did some of the different things I liked. I told him I don't want you to do it on on camera because I don't want people to know your secrets. I had him tell me off camera.
No spoilers.
No, yeah, I know. Buzz, I want people to know you guys' secrets. They need to figure it out for themselves.
Right.
But yeah, he was breaking down some of it, and that's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, guys, there's a lot of work that goes into these maps. It's not just them retexturing things. There's a whole lot of work going on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many moving parts and so many awesome people on the team who all, contribute their expertise. So it's really a fun environment and team to be a part of.
So, what did you design anything in Ultimate Dragons?
Yeah, so I did a lot of the texture work again for that one. So like block textures, we had some decorative assets. The dragon textures actually Wilson and I both worked on, which was pretty fun. His models are just awesome, and so the fact that I got to texture them was just like so much fun. But yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So, if you had to choose a studio that was a Gamemode One, which one would be your favorite outside of Gamemode One?
Ooh, I mean, there's so many talented studios. Orville Studios has been making some really, really awesome content lately. So I'm super excited to see kind of what they continue to do. They just did the theme park. Did you play that one?
What was that?
I think it's a free one too. I think came out this summer, but that
Which
one's
one was that?
awesome.
What was the name of it again?
It's called The Theme Park by Orville Studios.
Yes, I
think it's
did
called The
cover
Theme
that.
Park.
I did
Okay.
cover that. I did a let's play on that. Yes, it was actually very amazing. I like Orville. Actually, they're actually friends of mine. I was there. Some of them work for Cyclone Studios with an S, and that was
Oh,
one of
nice.
the first. Cyclone with an S was one of the first studios I actually did anything big with. They were one of the first ones I ever interviewed on one of my live streams, so I became good friends with them, and then also became good
awesome.
friends with some of the people over there at Orville. I covered a lot of their games, and I actually got to talk to some of them a couple times too. They're really cool people over there, and yes, they are extremely talented.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see studios go for like super high quality polished content too, which they definitely do.
I think I'm gonna try to invite them onto the spotlight segment as well. Like I said, I love the theme park one. They did that Inventors one.
Yeah,
the steampunk one.
yeah,
That one, the only downside to that one is it's short. I wish it would have kept going a little bit longer. That one is really good, but I think they just have so much going on. They weren't able to keep it going for long, but it was beautiful. It had wonderful textures, wonderful voice acting, wonderful design. If you have not checked that steampunk one out, go do that one because even though it's short, it's totally worth it.
absolutely.
Okie dokie. So, that's your favorite studio. What's your favorite add-on or game outside of Gamemode One?
I don't know. There's so many. It's so much fun to play content from the marketplace. Um, let's see, what have I played recently? I mean, the theme park is still a highlight, I think. Um, there's a couple by Vanilla Burp Studios. I think it's called
They're
Lily's
not Vanilla
Island.
Burp anymore.
Oh, right,
They're
right, right. Humble Bright.
what? Yeah, Humble Bright. I
My
wish they were still
apologies.
Vanilla Burp. I preferred Vanilla Burp. I thought that was a cool name.
Um, yeah, but they have a couple cool ones out. Lily's Island was a lot of fun.
Now, the funny thing is, when I first played Seaside Story, it reminded me of Lily's Island.
Oh, really?
It did, yeah. It reminded me of Lily's Island, only Lily's Island just doesn't have a focus on fishing like this. I feel like Seaside Story kind of beat Lily's Island because you kind of have more going on. It's a little bit easier to progress. Lily's Island has you doing a lot of grinding, and
Gotcha.
the grinding does eventually start to get to you with Lily's Island. It's not horrible. There's way worse out there. I don't think it's bad, but I feel like you guys handled the progression of rebuilding and finding things better than what Lily Island did. But I still think they were both really good maps.
Awesome.
So, do you think that Gamemode One will ever branch off to make other games in other engines one day?
Oh, absolutely. I think, we all, it's kind of impossible for us to not have ideas. So, I don't know. I hope it's just kind of a matter of time before we kind of start formulating those ideas. Yeah, super exciting. And I think that's another cool opportunity that the marketplace brings is like it helps establish game studios and kind of give us the ability to branch out eventually if we desire. Um, so yeah, hopefully.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I see with what you guys do with the Minecraft engine, with it, and it is a good engine. But truthfully, I've played around with other engines to see what you guys could do, like with Unreal or Unity. I think you guys would, could knock out even what some of these AAA studios put out.
Well, thank you. I know it excites me too, especially the lighting, like having control over lighting or colored lighting and just kind of really creating these atmospheres and super compelling environments. That kind of gets me excited about the idea of using a different engine, but yeah.
So, what would you say is the hardest part of your job?
Um, hmm. I don't know. Well, so I mean, it can be pretty difficult to come up with a really solid art direction for projects, and it kind of just takes a lot of time and research, um, which I enjoy, but it's definitely a challenge. It's not like we just kind of slap a texture on a block. There's a lot of thought and love and attention that goes into kind of the decision making behind all of the assets.
Would you say it can get a little tedious at times?
Well, not really tedious, but maybe just like really like um, requires a lot of thought and a lot of kind of figuring out, I guess.
I see what you're saying. Definitely, I can get you. I get you. It's not so much tedious, it just takes a lot of fine detail.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, it's a fun journey to go on. Definitely a good challenge to have, but yeah.
No problem. Okay, well, we are just about out of time. But before we go, is there anything that you want to let people know about?
Check us out on Twitter at Gmode One. We post some awesome stuff there, or join the Discord too. We have an awesome community, and it's really cool to be able to interact with people, hang out with people. So yeah, come check us out.
No problem. And all what he said is standing right behind us on the wall. That's why I picked this spot. So if any of you guys want to look them up, they're there. I'll also be leaving a link to their game list in the description so that if you guys want to play any more of their awesome games, because they have quite a bit of free ones on their game list that are actually done really well. So definitely go check those out if you guys get a chance. But once again, John, I just want to say thank you for coming onto the show and doing the interview.
Thank you so much, Average Arcader. This was fun.
Definitely. And don't worry, this may be our last interview, but this will not be the last time we have you guys on. We will be doing Gamemode One, I'm pretty sure, several times in the future. As long as you guys are willing to come on, I'll be willing to have you. So this is not the last time we're going to see Gamemode One, but this is the end of our coverage of them. But I'll be releasing a highlight video showcasing a lot of the things we did with them this month, because we basically hit it for a full month. That's basically how long they last. So if you guys have any recommendations for studios for Spotlight, make sure to let me know in the description down below. But once again, everyone, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.